baby, it's cold outside.
It's a little chilly. It's a little chilly outside. Did you take your stogies in from the cold area?
No, but I will.
Okay, okay.
I will.
Here's a friendly reminder to not leave your stogies in the cold area.
Yeah.
Or else maybe, you know, they won't be good because you got to have them in that right.
It says that
right
it makes
pocket
them
of temperature.
age faster, is what I read.
Oh, age faster if they're in a colder place?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
if
don't
they're
want
below
that.
12 degrees.
Okay, yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah.
Cheers. Cheers, you don't want that. You don't want them to
Cheers.
age faster. You want to age slowly.
Welcome to the bar.
Welcome to the bar today. And I brought this in.
A conch shell.
A little conch shell to help us feel a bit warmer.
We got some nice ocean colors going on.
Yeah, exactly. So, in spite of it being cold where we are, this conch shell will warm us up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's okay. I have a weird thing with winter. I like it, but I hate it. Like, I think winter is pretty. Like,
Fair.
it's a very pretty time of year.
It
but
is
it's
super
fucking cold. And it's hard to walk places. The wind hurts my face.
It's a little less friendly to be a person in cold weather.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
Yeah.
I agree with you. There is some limitations on there
Yeah.
that are placed on the things you can do. And your enjoyment when your face is freezing and your eyelashes are gluing to your face while you're trying to do things outside is not always the best.
No, not always.
If you can't open your eyes because your eyelashes have frozen to your own face, then you might be in a bit of a pickle.
Or like
it's
if you
too
can
cold.
crack your hair because it's so cold.
Yes, if you get to the point where you can crack your hair because it's so cold, then you're definitely in a
Been there.
situation where, you know, you might want to find somewhere warmer to be.
I've been there. Yep. Yep, I
Fair.
have.
I love skating. I love skating on the lakes.
Winter for me is time.
I love skating.
You do love skating.
Mm-hmm.
I am neutral.
Fair.
I'm scared of it at
Fair.
this point in my life. Yes. I tend to...
It's a dangerous time because if you fall, it could be really bad.
Yeah. I tend to hibernate.
If you fall on ice or
Right.
something, that might not pan out good.
No.
If you like hit that ice and you go boo,
Yeah, no.
you might end up
I can
severely
handle that ricochet.
ice fractured.
Yeah.
Ice fractured.
That's
Where did
not-
this come from, anyways?
Science North.
Yeah, okay, but where did
Probably
where'd they
Florida.
Get from? Florida, you think?
Yeah, generally.
Is that where there's a lot of these
Yeah.
conch shells?
It's a snail. It's a snail.
Definitely a snail.
But they're called a conch shell.
Oh yeah, I could totally hear Florida right now.
Do you know what that actually is?
What?
Do you know what that sound actually is?
Yeah, rockets launching off the coast. That's the new sound of Florida.
Big buzzer.
The new sound of Florida is rockets launching off the coast. They launch so many rockets now. Used to be peaceful, now it's just rockets every day.
Rockets and crockets?
Yeah, this is actually cool though. It does sound pretty neat when you put this up to your ear.
Do you know what it is? Might creep you out. If
Oh, you told me once,
I think I did.
but I forgot. What is it?
The sound of your own blood flowing through your body.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
That's
It
what it
creates
is.
that like echo sound.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, that's so weird.
I knew that was gonna happen.
I've been so like, the human body is too strange for me to understand. Like I can't like, every time I try to like learn about the like vein to this and the arteries to that and the blood, I'm just like, I just live in this thing, man. I don't need to know everything about it.
That's probably
I don't need
better.
to know everything about it. I just live in it. It's just so like
Ignorance is bliss?
to
Ignorance
some
is
to
bliss.
some extent, sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
I don't think you should always be ignorant.
But you don't need to become a
Biologist?
a surgeon, a body surgeon, to know where every vein goes.
I don't know where every vein is. I had to memorize nerves once. That sucked.
You had to memorize nerves?
Yeah, because I had to memorize the spinal column
It's got to be tricky to memorize.
and where
nerves.
all the nerves connected in the spine. Don't ask me to do that now. That was a one and done moment.
Mm-hmm.
That was.
You did your test and then you moved on.
Yeah.
You said I'm forgetting this shit.
I don't need that in my life.
Yeah, you don't need to memorize that.
No.
That's a part of your brain that you can just let go.
Yep.
Come back to every now and then, but you don't need to hold that in a memory bank.
No. No, it's way gone.
No. That's cool. I'm trying to think of some things that I, like, memorized for a while, and then I realized, I just didn't. I think I'm on the same thing. I did know anatomy, like, bones and stuff. I knew some more detailed stuff about that, and then I just, like, it's hard to retain. There's so much information about bones and the human bones and stuff, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna stick to watching Bones, the TV show, and that's gonna be good enough for me, man. If I can watch a little Bones on TV, that show's cool. I like that show.
You could learn a little bit.
I learned from Bones, the TV show.
Just remember to fact check.
Bones.
That
was a good show.
Yeah, it was a good show.
I like Bones.
Yeah.
It was a good show.
Yeah. Yep. We just finished watching Wednesday. Which is
Wednesday.
Now.
Wednesday, yes, that show. That's a cool show. It's interesting.
Apparently, like, the goth community is now getting their panties in a bunch.
Oh yeah, why? What's up with that?
Okay, so I don't really think this is a spoiler for anyone who hasn't watched it.
Well, we might put up. Maybe it's a spoiler if you haven't seen it.
Maybe.
But why? Whose panties are in a bunch? That's all I want to know. Who's bunching right now?
The goth community.
Oh, what are they bunching about?
The scene where Wednesday does her dance.
Okay, there's a dance scene, yeah.
So it has now become
dancing.
A TikTok trend, and people are copying her dance moves.
They're good moves. Good dance moves.
They're funky.
You got some good dance moves.
Now the goth community is like, we used to get beat up dancing like that and made fun of when we dance like that. And now it's become popular, and it's bullshit, and fuck Netflix, and fuck popular culture. I know. I mean, I appreciate that. I somewhat agree.
Oh my god, though.
I know, but it's like, really?
Holy moly. I don't even know what to say about comments. Like, things like that when they happen are just so funny. It's like, so some person does a dance, you relate to it as what you relate to, and then you say that dance is like this like bad energy for like the thing that you're so into, and you're just like, no way, man.
Well,
that doesn't relate.
People in that community feel like they had to kind of go through a rite of passage, I think.
Okay.
Is kind of where they're coming from.
Fair, okay.
Like, if
I try to figure all these things out. It's so interesting because I never can.
I find it fascinating.
I'm like, I can't figure any of this out.
Because if you were or are part of that community and you got beat up for dancing like that, it took balls to do it, to be a freak, right? And now it's popular, so people are like, you are adopting something that we had to struggle to own.
Okay.
So that's where they're coming from.
Fair. Okay. And then once everybody starts doing it or does some sort of dance or something, then it's just like, oh my god, like now it's this popular thing.
Now it's everywhere.
We don't want that. And then like there's like 5 people just being like, no!
Like, instead of getting pissed off about it, and maybe I've just gotten soft in my older beings, but instead of getting pissed off about it, why don't you look at it like, now modern day freaks can be modern day freaks without getting beat up, and that's a good thing.
Well, in a way, yeah, nobody really wants to get beat up. It sucks.
It does suck.
It's not something that you wake up in the morning and you feel like should be part of your day.
No.
I don't
Unless you're like a boxer or like a UFC fighter or something.
Well, but you're professionally trained. You didn't walk up to like your locker or something and next thing you know your face is in a sandwich or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, you got your lunch meat on your nose and it's not the right way, so, But yeah, if you're a professional fighter and you're trained and this is what you've been spending 6 months to do to train for a fight, then you're getting beat up maybe because you're in a professional fight, but you love doing it at the same time. You're into it. If you put that much training into it, there's got to be a love there. There's got to be a passion.
I wish I enjoyed getting beat up. It would have made my childhood easier.
There's got to be love for that, like, sport, like, that's that, high level of physicality. There's got to be that love behind it, or else I don't think you would
understand.
I don't think you'd be doing it.
Like, you don't understand, like, these, like, culture...
I barely get it.
Not culture, but, like...
Like, subcultures within cultures, within trends that upset subcultures.
Yeah,
I barely get it.
I
can't really figure it out.
I don't understand
it's like
professional fighting.
That's fair. And it's like, yeah, the trends that upset subcultures, I'm just like, I don't understand. Like,
I get
how does it happen?
I get it because I was part of that subculture.
Okay,
like,
that's fair.
I think now I'm kind of just very, like, floaty, but, like... And,
it's something I'll never understand. I don't really get.
Like... I didn't look like I was part of that culture because I was a super big loser and I had no fashion sense when I was younger. But
fashion sense is totally up to the person.
Yeah. And some people have that innate ability and I did not. I had to learn fashion. So, and this is not fashion. This is not an example of my fashion. I'm going to pretend that. Where was I going with my thought? Oh, yeah. So, like, I was into weird B-horror movies and, like, strange dances and just weird music and stuff like that popular culture wasn't into at the time. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, you got made fun of really badly. And now it's super popular. And when it started getting, like, when horror started getting really popular, I got annoyed. I'm at peace with it now, but I was irritated at first. Because everybody was just like, yeah, I love horror. And it's like, but is it just because it's popular?
I know what you're saying.
You know? Mm-hmm. And then, like, people started dressing in dark clothing and having black hair and...
That's fair, yeah. I get that. I mean, I can see your perspective. I can see your point of view there. Very valid and making sense. So,
or like
yeah.
when Green Day became popular. Green Day wasn't popular for a long, long time.
Yeah, that's another thing I don't really understand is people that discover like a new band and you're their like fifth fan and they've released like 4 songs and you're like, this band is great. This band is great. And then they put out a couple albums, maybe they go play some like shows on tour and you're like, they sold out, man. And it's like, where
yeah, I never...
What happened to you loving them when you were their 5th fan and they only had 3 songs? How come you don't love them now?
It takes a lot for me to say someone sold out. I never said Green Day sold out. I never jumped on that train.
I know.
Never jumped on that train.
No, but it's like...
But a lot of people did.
I know, and I find that so weird too. I'm like, why? Like, it doesn't make sense.
It's like those people that are like, everything after Dookie sucks. It's like, no.
Yeah, it's like a weird thing that happens. It's like, you say you're into a band, you want to see them do good, and then all of a sudden, if they start doing good, you're just like, oh, now they're doing too good. Like, I don't know.
Right? It's
like,
weird.
I don't know.
So weird.
It's a weird chemistry of a weird thing. Yeah. Like, what, because you can't see them in the basement anymore, because you have to buy a ticket to go to a show, and now it's like goes like counter against like your like views or something.
That being said,
goes like against your views. You're just like.
Have you ever seen a band in like a super small venue and then also seen them in a bigger venue?
Hmm.
The same band?
Totally, yeah.
Isn't it weird though how much of a difference that actually makes?
Yeah, I feel like I'm trying to think of the band. But there is a band that I remember seeing a couple times that I'm going to remember later.
Probably.
That was at a smaller show, like, say, maybe a hall or something like that, and then they played a stadium show or something, and then I saw them there, too.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Like, that's what happened.
Like, a small venue, like, I guess there's a different definition of a small venue. Like, I saw a band in a hall, which is, maybe 1,500, 2,000 people.
I'd call that a small venue.
Yeah. Yeah. So a hall, and then to see them in, like, a stadium venue, it changes for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it was Velvet Revolver, and I
Cool.
saw Velvet Revolver at the Cool House. I don't even know what the capacity of that place was. I think maybe 1,200 people.
That's
Wasn't
fair.
very big. And then I saw them again at the Molson Amphitheater,
That's fair.
which is not like the ACC, but still a lot bigger of a venue, right?
That's fair.
It was interesting.
You know what else is interesting? Fashion.
Fashion is interesting. I love fashion.
You know, what do you think about like old school? Like, let's just kick it back to let's kick it back to the time before we were even born, and let's go back to fashion when they were just figuring out like color dyes and like how to dye like robes and stuff. Do you think there was like people like getting all beefy because somebody started dyeing their robe like a little bit of a blue color or something, and they were just like, "You're not wearing white."
Well,
And then everybody just stared.
probably because like,
Everybody else is in white, and that one person figured out how to use the coloring dye, and they were like,
well, think of Da Vinci. Da Vinci was a very elaborate dresser. You know, everyone else is wearing those like
must have
white
been like
supremes,
must have been a shock.
browns. Yeah,
Must have been a shock.
yeah.
All the people in the white robes, and they were all walking around, just white cloth
Here
everywhere.
comes Da
and
Vinci
then-
in fucking pink.
yeah, or black. It was mostly just white and black. If it wasn't white, it was black.
I think he wore pink.
Yeah, and then that's what I'm saying though. Is like once they started figuring out color dyes for the fabric, and then next thing you know,
I think they.
you got people walking around in colors.
Time.
They're like outcasts. Like you're wearing colors.
Yeah.
It's a weird time period to think of, you know, before colors on clothing even existed at all.
I don't even know when colors started. Being
Yeah.
part of the fabric.
Fabric dyes and stuff. I'd have to look into that more. I don't know exactly when fabric dyes started to get more popular.
It must have been before the Egyptians, because I'm pretty sure the Egyptians
Just
had
wore-
colored,
Oh,
colored
yeah?
fabric. Yeah,
Oh shit. Okay.
yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because the Egyptians were the ones that developed a lot of like pigments and things like that too.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's neat.
Yeah. Egyptian art is cool. It's very interesting.
Do you think people dressed up their animals like their pets, like their dogs and their cats, a long time ago, or is that a newer-ish thing?
I think royalty probably did.
I feel like it's still quite of a newer-ish thing. Like, put clothing on your
Yeah.
pets. I feel like that's kind of a newer-ish thing.
Your animals don't like it.
Well, some do. I think some do.
Well, if they're the type of animal that they get cold,
Yeah.
sure, putting on a sweater probably makes them warm.
I've seen dogs where they put on the pajamas and the dogs are like, ah! And they're all just super happy in their little doggy pajamas.
That's true. That's
So,
probably because they're a cold dog.
Yeah, they put on a little doggy pajama and they're like thrilled.
Yeah.
They're like, holy man, I've never been this warm.
But most of the time,
Little
most
cute
of the
little
time.
doggy pajama.
it's always
Little
so
cute
sad
doggy pajama.
when you see the doggies with their little doggy booties and they hate it and they're trying to shake them off, but they're like,
Oh
Velcro,
yeah, yeah.
they're like walking.
The shoes, like dog,
Yeah.
the dog shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are hilarious. I think dog shoes are cute,
My
but
dog hates
I don't think
them.
they've mastered the dog shoe design yet.
I don't think so either.
No, some of the dog shoes can be improved. Some of them are a little slippery. Some of them fall off. There's not the great dog shoe design yet.
No.
There's room for improvement in the world of dog
We
shoe.
need some sort of high-end fashion designer dog shoe.
Yeah, exactly. When is there going to be a fashion show for just dog shoes, where it's
I'm
like,
sure there's dog fashion shows.
yeah, well maybe there is, and I just
There's probably
I'm just
shoes
missing out.
included.
We got to go to Paris and we got to go to Dog Fashion Week. So in Paris they have Dog Fashion Week, and everybody brings their cute doggies, and then they dress them up. It's Dog Fashion Week,
Sounds like fun.
and it's not even a weekend. It's an entire week,
Sounds like a good time.
and it's strictly dogs. They were thinking of bringing cats into Dog Fashion Week, but it is called Dog Fashion Week. But some of the cats were protesting, and they were saying, "Listen, I know we're cats, but we want to be in Fashion Week too." So the cats were upset, and then the dogs were like, "No way, it's Dog Fashion Week." And the people are like, "Listen, the dogs are right. It's Dog Fashion Week. It's not Cat Fashion Week." So I think next year they might be organizing Cat Fashion Week. So they're going to get a bunch of kitties and have a whole thing in France, Paris.
That's fun.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a good time.
Cool, let's go.
Dog and cat fashion week back to back. Look
Back
out
to
for
back.
it. Woo! Yeah, 1 week's gonna be dogs, next week's gonna be cats.
Wow.
And it's gonna be all the top dogs and the top cats from around the world. It's gonna be a good time. Dog and cat fashion week. You're gonna see them not only at the main event, but in little bars and cafes and all over the town. Yeah, it's great. It's gonna
Doing
be a
little
good
pop-up
thing.
shows?
Little pop-up shows, little dog fashion pop-ups at cafes and fashion stores and
That
stuff
just
like
made
that.
me think of the market.
It'll be a good time. The market? What made you think about the market?
Pop-up shows. You walk into that building now, like on the weekend, and you're hit with a barrage of scents.
Nice. Good sense? Are things that don't make sense?
Overload.
Oh, okay.
It's like you have like flowers, honey, potpourri, and salt. I don't know. Like it's
Fair. But I love smelly candles.
I
and
do
I think
too,
they're
but when
great.
you have like hundreds of them and all different smells all over the place,
Is it a little overwhelming?
it's overwhelming.
Okay.
It's too much.
I always find it funny when you're going into a place and you don't expect there to be either vendors or some sort of market set up, and the next thing you know, you look up and there's like 30 people trying to like do a market thing, and you're just like, whoa, I did not see this coming. You're like, oh, well, that's cool. Check a few things out, see what's going on.
That's what's odd about it.
Yeah.
You don't walk into a science center
Expect
expecting
a
to
market.
see arts and crafts.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit of an interesting vibe, but I think it works. I think it works.
I think it could. I think it doesn't right now, but I think it could.
They're still tweaking it, trying to see how they can make it better.
No, they're not tweaking anything.
Still not being tweaked good
I
enough.
think they're just making money.
They are just making money. That is strictly it.
I think it's just a cash grab.
They are not trying to tweak this event or organize it to be any better. It is strictly just a quick cash
If anything,
grab.
I heard it just annoys the crap out of everybody.
It annoys the crap out of everyone, but they still do it.
They do it.
There are those people that get annoyed and keep doing the same annoying things.
Yep.
We don't know why, but it does happen. If anybody can explain that to me,
Money.
it's all about the money, about the money. Show me the money. You could have a whole series called "What Kind of Annoying Shit Would People Do for Money?" and you could just try to find the
That would
most.
be on Spike TV.
It would be probably on Spike TV. You could try to just find the most annoying things and see if you can convince someone to do it for money. Like, try and get someone to sell used socks for $500.
People would do it. I'd do
and
it.
see if they
I would sell
do
you
it.
socks for $500.
Like,
Sure.
say you were guaranteed $500, and then all you had to do was go try and sell used socks.
I'd do it.
You didn't even have to sell any. All you would have to do is post up and say, "I'm selling you socks" to just people that came
You
by.
wouldn't even have to sell a sock.
No, because you're on the show, and the whole concept of the show is that no matter what, the show pays you $500. So you're gonna get $500, but you just have to do it because it's annoying as shit, and you have to try and see if you can do that annoying thing.
I feel like there's
And
gotta
even
be-
if you accomplish it or not, it doesn't matter. You still get a couple bucks, but you're just trying to do the annoying thing to see if it'll work or not, or to see if you can make money either doing the annoying thing, or the annoying thing is gonna pan out in some way. Whatever the annoying thing is, I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I feel like there's gotta be
Before
something
somebody
more
like,
annoying now.
before somebody like tells you like, "Hey man, that's super annoying," or "That thing is annoying," or just whatever. I don't know what it is, but it could be like the annoying show or something like
The
that.
annoying show.
Yeah, where you just get I just explained it. So
Yep.
yeah, that could be fun.
Interesting.
Yeah, it could be an interesting concept for like a show or a thing. The annoying show. Welcome to the annoying show. All things annoying all the time. People would watch it. It's a good time.
People probably would
People watch
it.
all kinds of shit.
I know.
Look at Fear Factor, as if that show lasted as long as it did.
I heard someone mention Fear Factor today.
Fear Factor ran so long, and that show was crazy.
It was
but
wonderful.
It was entertaining. They did a good job with
It
the
was
challenges. They did a good job with the
I
challenges.
enjoyed it. It was fun.
You heard someone talking about it?
Yeah, they saw the hissing cockroaches and they were like, "Oh, those are the ones from Fear Factor." And I was like, "Yes, they are."
Nice. Hells yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
The hissing cockroaches have, a bit of a strange history, but at the end of the day, yeah, they're pretty interesting.
I think they're cool.
I think they're cool.
They're cute.
They're pretty cute. They are pretty cute.
The boys, they stink.
The what?
The boys, they stink.
The boys stink?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I'm sure to the cockroach it smells fine, but because we had to separate the boys and the girls, so now the boys are looking for all the ladies, and they're like, "Hey, where are my ladies at?" And they just have their little scents going.
Dice. Yeah. Did you ever find yourself attracted to someone based on the smell of their cologne?
Yes.
Cool. Okay. Fair.
Troy McClure.
Troy McClure. Nice. Troy McClure, you had a good cologne selection, my friend.
Oh,
Troy
it smelled
McClure.
so good.
Troy McClure, you smelt amazing.
It smelled so good.
Nice. Honestly, I kind of feel like scents and colognes play a big role in a person's selection of the right cologne or the right scent while you're out and about. It makes a huge difference. That's who you are as a person. You're deciding that you want to smell like that thing, man.
Yep.
Colognes are so cool and vast and unique, and that's your choice making that choice to smell like your desired smell. So of course it matters. If someone picks a smell that you don't like, you might not like them as a person.
No.
Just based on the smell that they select. Probably could also go the opposite way, but I think it plays a huge factor. Like Troy McClure, he picks a good smell, and next thing you know, you're like, Troy McClure!
Yep. You smell good.
Oh, well. Troy McClure, good smelling colognes.
Rest in peace, sir.
Wherever you are up in the other frame, you smell good, my man.
In the nether realms of being.
Yep. That's cool that you knew someone called Troy McClure.
Yep. I went to drama class with him.
That's so cool. I love that.
Yep. He was a redhead.
That's
he was
cool.
Hilarious.
Clearly just The Simpsons, right?
Yep.
Hi, I'm Troy McClure.
Yep.
You may remember me from such films as
No one believed him that was
Taking
his
a
actual
Shit
name.
in the Backfield.
Like every time he would introduce himself, people would be like, "No way."
Hi.
He's like, "Yes, that's my real name."
I'm Troy McClure. I just love saying that. Hi,
Classic.
I'm Troy McClure.
It's classic.
It is classic. It's so classic.
Very classic.
I love it for sure.
Yep.
So you had drama class with him, of all things.
I did.
And your drama class must have smelled pretty fine.
It was great.
Nice. You always look forward to drama class.
I did.
Nice.
Just to smell Troy.
Yes. That's awesome. The only reason I signed up for this class is to smell Troy. I'm just here for Troy and maybe some drama class. But that
drama
smell is good.
Good smell, man.
That's
I don't
a
know
good
what he used, but
smell.
whew, and like to this day, the best cologne I've ever smelled, and I have no
Yeah.
idea what it was.
Oh yeah, that's
I
fun.
wish I knew.
You know sometimes when you're walking down a hallway and it can either go either way?
Yeah.
Sometimes it smells so good, and then other times there's that cologne or that smell that someone sprayed that you're just like, "Bah!" And it's either too strong or you just don't like it.
The old
And
ladies.
you have to turn around or plug your nose or try to do something because you just can't handle the smell.
The old ladies are bad for that.
I think it's because they can't smell as good anymore, so they keep squirting to try
they
to see if you can't
Until they
smell.
smell it.
Yeah, I smell it now. 18 pumps later, and they got
Yeah.
they're like, oh, they're swimming in cologne.
And
You just gotta pump it once.
and they
one
probably
pump.
use the same perfume for years.
Yeah,
And then you start to get used to that smell, right?
fair. So you get used to the smell.
Love perfume.
Your smell gets worse, and you want to keep smelling that smell, so you're gonna keep spraying it times 100, right?
So,
That's what happens.
good gifts for women or the feminine person in your life. Perfume. People never think of buying another person perfume because people think that scent is so personal that they can't do it. But let me tell you, you buy someone a nice bottle of perfume and it's like the gift of the gods.
That's true.
I mean, don't buy like I wouldn't say buy your sister perfume. That's kind of weird. But like, you know.
Yeah. And if you're cheap as shit, just buy yourself perfume, spray it, and then tell the other person that you bought it for them because you just want them to smell really good, right? I bought this because I want you to smell it. Because I want you to smell it. But technically you bought it for yourself, and then, but you get to enjoy it. So woohoo!
It's a win-win.
It's a win-win.
It's a
You know?
win-win.
So if you're cheap as shit, that's the technique. Buy it for yourself, and then just say that you bought it because the other person really likes the smell. That is also another way. And I also picked up.
loud.
I also picked up the hint that might be a good gift idea.
I'm just saying it would be a good gift idea though.
Maybe that's a good gift idea.
I love perfumes. No one's ever
Okay.
bought me perfume.
Huh. Well, perfume is a hard thing to give as a gift.
I feel like for dudes buying chicks things, they think it's hard.
If I was to buy you
One
perfume,
word.
if I was to buy you perfume as a gift, I would want you to be there smelling the perfume so you could pick the one that you
I'll
like.
give you
I don't want to buy you perfume that you don't
So-
like. If it doesn't smell good, you don't like it.
sneak play with perfumes. Packaging. Bottles. The bottle looks nice. The scent doesn't matter as much.
Oh my
It's
god.
true.
That's
true.
got to be such the anti-male perspective. That's
Yep.
got to be like I would never catch myself saying that ever.
If you're buying something for the opposite sex of you, think in the opposite way.
Okay, that's fair, I guess. Yeah.
Which is really hard to
like
do.
reverse thinking, yeah.
It's
like
really
what
hard to do.
Okay, so if I'm like this bottle doesn't matter as much to me, I just want what does it smell like? But to you it'd be like, well, that bottle looks really cool, Like boom.
It entices me. I mean, if it reeks, then,
Yeah.
like if it smells like a pot of potpourri, I don't
Fair.
want it. But,
Fair.
yeah.
And I would definitely agree that there has been some things over time that you've bought just because the bottle was nice.
Absolutely. 100%. I admit it.
Crazy. You didn't even know what you were getting into. You just said this bottle looks nice and you picked it up.
Yep. And it still hasn't failed me. Once.
It's a good tactic.
I think there was a bottle of wine once that I bought for the label, and the wine was not the best.
Oh, but that was the label, not the shape of the bottle.
That's true.
So that's different.
Yep.
They had a cool, funky looking label, but the bottle was just your standard bottle looking wine. But the label might have been cool to try and get you to, and it did. But at the time, it was not the best tasting wine, whatever it was.
No, I can't
Clearly, you
remember.
forgot because it wasn't a good wine.
Yep.
But they got you with the label at
They
the
did.
time.
Bastards.
Well, labels and eye-catching things are
That's the first thing you see.
Well, yeah.
If it's
exactly.
ugly, you're not going to look further into it. You're going to be like, that shit's ugly.
Yeah.
Right?
And unless you're some sort of degen, you're not going to open the bottle of wine inside the liquor store and take a sip. Depends how degen you. Maybe some people walk into liquor stores and get wine and just bring a corkscrew in there, just in case.
You know what? I'm sure there has been instances of people just holding up in some sort of liquor store with a corkscrew and
That's hilarious.
I'm sure you could probably find some security camera footage on YouTube
eh?
of that.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's cool. I love samples myself, and I've definitely found myself picking up something that was being sampled or whatever.
Yeah.
Because you get a taste to try something new.
Yep.
It's like, well, the
Enjoy
sample's
me a sample.
yeah, the sample's pretty good, and then pick
And
it up.
sometimes you'll get samples of things that you can never afford to have,
This is true.
and you get to use it, and it's wonderful.
That is true. If you're giving out samples of something that's a little bit expensive and people might not pick it up, it's not because we don't love it. It's probably because just can't afford it.
This happened to me recently. I ordered some stuff from
I hate when you
Sephora.
love something and you just can't get it
I know.
because it's like too out of your league of like what you can afford.
I ordered something from Sephora and I got this little package of moisturizer. And like the label on it was nothing special. Like it was a little white pouch with some black writing, like "Meh."
Yeah.
And I used it and it was epic. Like, I felt like I was slathering my face with liquid gold. And so I'm like, okay, what is this?
Liquid gold, she says.
Yeah, so
That's got to be good.
I looked it up.
That's got to
and
be
like,
good shit.
A tiny little, like, 4-ounce jar was like $125 or something dumb. And I was like, well, there goes the dream.
You did just say it was liquid gold, though,
It
so
was
they have
pretty wonderful.
justification for their reasoning because they are literally selling you liquid gold.
It's pretty wonderful.
Which in your mind is spectacular,
I
so...
love Megan moisturizer.
I feel like people need to moisturize more.
I need to moisturize my hands.
Get some moisturizer in your life.
I know. But all the places I like to buy from have to charge too much for shipping from me.
I think we talked about that last episode.
Yeah, we did. We're not going to go into my shipping beef again.
No, I'm just going to listen. I'm listening to the moisturizer running through my veins. Liquid gold. This sounds like liquid gold, baby.
Liquid gold.
Hello, is this liquid gold on the line? Can you lower your prices a little bit? Just a little. I can't afford liquid gold right now. Can you call me back with a better offer? Thanks.
Hasn't gold gone down in price? Damn it.
Everything's gone down in price.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's actually the opposite. Trying to figure out the pricing on anything right now is a mystery. A riddle. It's a riddle.
It's almost entertaining at
It's
this point.
not logical, and it's all just feels like a riddle.
Kind of makes you want to cry.
A little bit.
A little bit.
It's a riddle it's like a maze trying to solve. It's a problem that keeps changing that you can't solve. Don't you hate that?
Nothing about it.
Don't you hate when the problem's changing while you're trying to solve
And you
it?
don't know where it's coming from and why it's changing.
How do you
and
solve
who's
a problem
changing it.
that's changing? It's like impossible, like a riddle. You can't. It's
Kind
like
of, yeah.
it's almost impossible to solve a problem that's changing
Yeah.
because the problem's always changing.
Yeah.
And where's it coming from? How's it changing? And you can't figure it out.
Exactly.
And you're just like, whoa, and you get a headache.
Mm.
But then you just think of liquid gold. Everything's okay. Brings back the joy. Brings back the joy. Brings back the joy.
You know what else is joyful?
Hmm.
Mickey.
Mickey's always joyful. Mickey's great.
We walked home today, and there was lights, Christmas lights, and there was a Mickey and Minnie, and it was wonderful.
Nice. I love the Christmas lights that people get set up all the time.
Me too.
It really puts the spirit in.
It's the one thing I really like about Christmas is all the lights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I also like the Kanye West song, All of the Lights.
I hate Kanye West.
It's a good song.
You know what's funny about Kanye West?
It's good. It's a good song. It's a good song.
Is...
Kanye West is great. Love Kanye West.
So...
Kanye West is amazing.
You keep interrupting my train of thought on purpose.
Because you're about to say something about Kanye West.
So why are you interrupting me?
Because I just want to keep saying he's great.
Why?
I don't know, because it's fun.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Hate it or love it, the underdog's on top.
He's not an underdog.
Was at one point. Everybody was an underdog at one point.
I guess. But for a long time, everyone thought Kanye West was the shit. And I was the only person, I was like, Kanye West sucks balls. And now the entire world is on my side because of some of the shit that came out of his mouth.
Me and Amanda will have debates about Kanye West for weeks.
For the rest of our lives.
Yeah, I love Kanye West. I think he's
fine.
great. I think his
Why?
music's great. Because I think he just makes great music.
Yeah?
Yeah, and great music videos. And he's got great vision. That's all I care about. And any other views, I don't care.
Explain to me...
I don't care about any other views
no,
politically or whatever else.
Like, I was talking about his suckage, like, before he opened his mouth. I'm talking about his music. I'm not a fan of his music.
That's fair.
With the
That's
exception
fair.
of that one song. But I think it's because of JB Fox.
People can be a fan of whatever music they want to be a fan of.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as someone who's not a fan of his music, how would you describe his vision to me and why it's so awesome to you?
Just listen to the music. It makes you dance and it's catchy, it's a good time, and he does what he wants to do. Anybody that's on that artist path in my mind is... Anybody that's on that artist path in my mind is killing it. You're doing what you want to do. You have a vision for what you want to do. And you're just trying to do it the best that you can. And if that's what you're doing and you're successfully doing it you're being yourself and you're doing it your way. That's all you can ever do.
That's fair.
So in my mind, people that do that are just trying their best to get what they see and what they hear out there. So to me, and it's rare in today's world to find somebody that's like genuine.
You could say that Hitler was a visionary. That being said, and I might get lynched for this because it's been something that has been plaguing me my entire life, I do think that Hitler was a genius. Not because I agree with his ethos, but I think that the way he went about it and how he got an entire nation, well, the majority of a nation, to agree with his ethos and, like, follow him and just, like, basically brainwashed millions of people, he's a genius. You gotta be.
Yeah.
You gotta be.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like...
And he's a talented artist.
There you go.
And if his teachers would have supported his art when he was younger, maybe we wouldn't have had the Holocaust.
Maybe he would have just painted more awesome things. He would have became a great artist. We would have been talking like we were talking about Picasso.
Yeah.
So blame his teachers.
Fuck teachers.
That's hilarious. We just concluded that it's always the teacher's fault.
It's always the teacher's fault.
Fucking teachers. Fuck. Teachers. God. Man. If only they just made classroom sizes smaller. We've been saying this the entire time. They gotta get those classroom sizes smaller.
I support
the
small
classroom sizes are too big.
You ever try to teach 30
We gotta get the classroom sizes smaller.
Hey, legit though, have you ever tried to teach 30
Smaller
kids?
classroom sizes.
I've tried to teach 30 kids before. It's a nightmare. It is a freaking nightmare.
Dude, trying to teach one kid at a time is impossible. How do you teach 30 kids shit at a time? It's not even logical. It doesn't make sense.
It's impossible.
You gotta teach one person things at a time.
Maybe 2 or 3
You have
max.
to teach people individually. Everybody learns at different rates. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
Classrooms are a mess to begin with because everybody's different. Every kid is different. Every person is different. You know, the classrooms have no chance to survive if they want to logically thrive. Their classrooms are dead. You gotta go individual teachings.
Yep.
You're gonna end up with more Hitlers if you keep classroom teachings going. Nobody wants that. Unless they become talented artists.
No, you're gonna end up with more Hitler.
Big classroom sizes leads to more Hitlers, okay? That's what we're concluding here. We need small classroom sizes so we can get less Hitlers. Bye, everybody!
I couldn't go after that. I'm like, we need to end on that note. That was too good.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, that was
42 minutes.
That was too funny.
We need smaller classroom sizes.
We're gonna get more Hitlers.